Before anything, let me just mention, I drove this car with one full tank from Durban to Matatiela and back in one day. Buffet, so that is like 600 plus kilometers in one full tank, and I came back to Durban with just over 2 bars. I ended up refilling in Umgababa Ultra City. So those who know the routine, they know what this car is really good. But then today we are reviewing the Suzuki Swift 1.2 GL manual transmission. I drove this car and I had this car for around about 6 to 7 weeks. As you know, I do work in China as an ESL teacher, but now I am back in South Africa for a holiday. Yeah, my name is Umpumalelo Kamshengo Shabalala Qha kodwa ngalamavuso mavuso amhlophe ofisena kuba again. If you haven't hit that like subscribe button, do so, and please do remember to follow me on all social media platforms. I am Umfana Kamshengo on YouTube. I am Umfana Kamshengo 2 on TikTok. I also do assist with people who want to purchase stuff from China. If you are looking for suppliers and all that information, I do provide that information to people in South Africa, and I do assist when it comes to you guys sending some of the goods from this side. So I have created a very good network with the Chinese business people this side. But then today we are reviewing the Suzuki 1.2 GL manual transmission 2025. So I got this car, it was still brand new. So this is just the outside view of this car. You do have a reverse camera. The boot space is also quite good, as you can see in the video. So you could put a lot of things there. I remember I got this car from the airport as I was coming back from China, so my luggage could enter very well at the boot of this car. And then obviously I had 2 luggages. One big one had to go obviously in the back seat. But other than that, this is a lovely car. I would like to just show you guys the back of this car. As you can see, the door, you do have electric windows. With the manual window rotating the thing up and down in 2025 is just not on. So at the back you do have electric windows for this car. The legroom is not too bad. I could sit here maybe for a couple of hours, but then I am a very tall guy, so I think this was behind the driver's positions. As you can see, my legs are quite tall and I am a big guy. The armrest, it's very stable. The neck supports the seats. Actually, I'd give them a 7 out of 10 when it comes to the comfortability. When it comes to sitting here at the back, I would give it let's say maybe a 7 out of 10, because I have tried reviewing EP Canto and the sitting position as the back wasn't so great. But then Lana, I can see which I can actually sit for a few hours and not have any issues. So at the back you do have your cubby holder. There is no armrest obviously. To put your cubby holder, there is a side there at the door side. But then nothing much to say. Up to the front, this is a manual transmission, gear 5. Forward, obviously when it comes to changing, you do have some adjustments that are electric, which is actually good. You have the controls of all the windows, even no child lock. You can also sort it out within this car. When it comes to the material, it is a budget car after all. I'm not going to dwell much on the issues of that. So everything is quite plastic. As I touch these areas, indeed plastic. So when it comes to the finance of this car, you are looking at paying 224,000 if you want to buy it cash. If you are looking to buy it via the bank at 72 months, 10% interest, and with the 0 balloon payment, you are looking at least paying 4,200. If you add insurance, let's just put it at 1,000. So per month you can pay 5,200 for this lovely car. If you also add a full tank over there, you're gonna be paying roughly 6,000 per month just to enjoy this lovely car. But then so when it comes to the engine parts, you're looking at the capacity of 1199 when it comes to the engine capacity. A full tank Yalana goods, I did mention, which you pay roughly around 700 just to get a full tank, which is actually great in this economica serial, which is not actually doing great. But then yeah, other than that, the car is not too bad when it comes to the power. It gives you 60 kilowatts and around about 112 Newton meter of torque. So yeah, it does give you something. You are able to drive it on the freeway. As I did say, I drove this car from Durban to Matatiele and from Matatiele back to Durban. I drove it in the rural areas on a gravel road. I drove it on tar road. So I did drive this car pretty much. I went to Port Edward with the car. I went to Richards Bay with the car. I went to where else did I go with this car? Somewhere in the South Coast, yeah. I traveled a lot when it comes to this car. And one thing I have to mention, Mafetu, was I had this car for like 6 weeks and I ended up clocking like 7,000 kilometers, whereas I got it fairly new. But then, yeah, I was up and down. I do love traveling. I did went to the Midlands also, so I drove this car quite a lot during these 6 weeks where I had it. So I am more than enough to actually give a proper review when it comes to the specs of this car and how it's treated me along all these days. But then yeah, 7-inch touchscreen, works fairly well. Apple Android support. I do not like those outer thing or the plastic thing is quite too big. I mean, if they made it a bit smaller, it would actually look much better. But then other than that, I am happy about the infotainment screen. Iafana with the Starlet and the Baleno, I think I've reviewed before, so it's not actually different. When it comes to the interior, obviously most of the things here are actually plastic. But then yeah, I do like it. The touch-ups, the analog, it does look proper. I love the buttons when it comes to things like aircon. I also love the analogs on the steering wheel, whereby you can just adjust the volume. The seats are very comfortable. You also have some 2 cubby holders to put your drinks on the front as a passenger and also as someone who's driving, so there is more than enough space. It supports USB charging ports. The sound system is okay. I'd give it maybe a 7 out of 10. Based on some of the sound systems of ePolo and maybe a Starlet, some of the cars I've actually reviewed, or even the Picanto. I remember I did review Picanto, so when it comes to the sound system, it is not too bad. But then yeah, I did say this is somewhere in Matatiele. This was actually first time going this far in parts of South Africa. But then yeah, quite an interesting place, quite a lovely place with a lot of mountains. You do get a lot of Abesutu in this area because ibashelana nemngcele. So yeah, but it was quite interesting to actually find ukuthi there's closer people who are actually closer to this side of the world with Lesotho, and they actually share a lot of things. So some of the people in this area, they do actually speak Isotho. If not speak Isotho, they do understand Isotho because they are quietly neighbors in some sense. But then yeah, Bafethu, when it comes to this car, I'll give it maybe a 7 out of 10. When it comes to maybe flying, driving at 100 to 120 on the freeway, it wasn't giving us too much noise. It was able to also overtake other cars. If you just go back to gear 4 and then accelerate for gear 5, you are more than enough. You could generate enough power to actually overtake another car. So when it comes to those things, I wouldn't say the car is quite bad. I did enjoy it. When it comes to maybe power up the hill, if there's like 3 people inside, you do feel it. But then other than that, this is a perfect car. This is a perfect budget car if you are just looking for something to take you up and down. It is not also too low compared to the VW Polos. So if you are going to be driving as far as Gomadati and not knowing what kind of roads you're actually going to get into when it comes to maybe how low the car is, it's actually not too bad. So I do highly recommend actually buying this car over maybe a Polo Vivo, because the Polos, they are very low when it comes to driving in these areas. So I'm a pothole, things like rocks here, you're gonna hit them and it's gonna cost you a lot when it comes to such cars. But then yeah, another car I did drive from Suzuki was a Suzuki Desire, I like to call it Desire. But then yeah, quite an interesting car. But this one, I'd say it's a much better than the Suzuki Desire, even though some of the specs are the same. Hey, let me robot Buffett. You see this camera, I'm saying robot, this camera, hey, I wonder how much tickets I got actually in the few days I was spending in South Africa. But then yeah, bafethu, please do remember to like, subscribe, comment down. Do remember what you do find this car for just around 230,000. If you are looking to buy second-hand cars, you can actually go in places like We Buys. You're gonna get it a bit much cheaper. When it comes to driving at night, as you can see, everything is perfect, the lights and all. So I would give overall this car a perfect 8 out of 10 for a budget car. Thank you.